eyes crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
What makes you feel so confident in this W?
I was looking around, trying to see the names that I knew. Didn't know anyone.
Okay, we're dropping a little bit of shade here in this interview, but it's keeping things spicy for sure. So, feeling this confident, there must have been, you guys practice week for week and whatnot. What's the prep look like for you guys?
The prep is, we play in CRL, so we have games for CRL every single week, multiple times a week. So we're playing in that. And yeah, so we know, there's my phone. Yeah, so playing in that, we just know we're at a good enough level to win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. If you're already at that CRL level, you've definitely got to be feeling confident and whatnot.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your team's play style in Rocket League.
My team's play style, try to score the ball in the net.
Valid. You would hope.
Yeah, I mean, go for some demos, make the other team pretty mad and just score more goals than the other team.
Okay, so are more so a pretty aggressive kind of play style is what I'm picking up. Okay, gotcha. And when it comes down to, obviously you have a lot of competitive experience as a team, but how long have you guys actually been together as a core?
Top Cheese and I have been together for 2 years now, I believe. And Trap, he just came this year. So we haven't played too much with Trap. So it should be a fun weekend to see how we do.
Okay, nice. So it's a bit of a not necessarily a trial run, but it's one of the first bigger competitions.
Yep.
When it
When your nightmares turn to real life and the ground's filled up with landmines, we will face it standing side by side. You know I'll come running.
Okay, I'm here with Sergeant Tyler Shell with United States Army Esports. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
And I'm great. So glad that you're here. Now, where are you located?
Right now, currently, I'm in Kentucky, Fort Knox, Kentucky. We just got here not too long ago. We moved here, so.
And is there something specific you do on base there, that you, career-wise?
Yeah. So now I'm full time esports. I'm here to do esports and outreach, and go to events and all that great stuff.
Let's go back then. So we're talking about esports, talking about gaming. Were you a gamer growing up? What games did you play growing up?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up playing, everything from Spyro all the way up to, Call of Duty 4 was my first, online game. Played a lot of Halo. Halo 2 was probably one of my first, and Guitar Hero, you name it. I played it all.
So you like FPS, first person?
Oh, absolutely. It's my go-to. I've been on a big Escape from Tarkov grind. I kind of got to it late, but I've been having fun. So
actually, let's go back. Let's go back to schooling. Let's talk a little bit about, were you in ROTC or any other programs that helped you get into the U.S. Army or other programs for college?
So the U.S. Army, I came straight out of high school. Wasn't really sure what I want to do with my life yet. And I grew up. My dad was in the Army. It was kind of like that lifestyle I knew. I picked it up right out of high school. Loved it ever since. I joined. I've been working on helicopters pretty much since I joined. And then here I am living the dream. Been working hard for it. So grateful to be here.
Now, is that like mechanics career or hydraulics career? What does that entail to be able to work on helicopters?
For helicopters, like later down the line, I can go into a separate field for like AMP. I can pretty much work on all the airframes on the civilian side and make a decent amount of money. It's amazing working on helicopters and whatnot. It's just like something new. I never thought I would be doing it. It's just a great feeling watching one fly after you worked on it.
Do you ever get to fly a helicopter?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We get to go on morale flights all the time. Fly around the area wherever we are.
Now, do you ever feel like you're in Call of Duty when you're flying a helicopter?
I wouldn't say. I'm not flying it, but I get to sit passenger and look out the windows, and it's amazing. It's a good feeling.
Now let's talk about what you do with U.S. Army Esports, and what would you say your role is, and what are you actively doing on a daily basis there in Kentucky?
Right now, I'm the team captain for the Apex main team. We compete the highest level, at least try to. Now that we're here in Kentucky, I get to do this full time, so I get to practice, do VOD reviews, do studying, talk with my team that are here, and really just grind, get on the grind and practice and try to be the best I can be. Really using the opportunity I have here to just be the best I could.
Now, what would you say your ranking is in Apex Legends?
Oh, I'm a Masters. I've been Masters a couple times. I just never really pushed for the Pred. It's hard to keep a steady 3-stack and grind it when, we're all active Army. Most of us, for a long time, were at large, so we weren't here doing this. So I still had to do my job full time. I had to work 12 hours a day. I have a wife and 2 kids, and it's hard sometimes, but you make it work.
What kind of advice would you give high school students going into their senior year or graduating about career opportunities with the U.S. Army?
The U.S. Army has like just about anything you can think of for a job wise that you might want to do. You can do the medic field, you can do the mechanic field, you can do the if you want to do ops of any kind. Security, cybersecurity, anything that you can think of. I think I'm pretty sure we have firemen and welders and stuff like that. Like really anything you can think of that you would want to do as a career, you can make it in the Army.
Well, Sergeant Shell, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to never meet you in a lobby on Apex Legend. I will be in fear of my keyboard and mouse being broken, but I thank you for your time.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup East Regional event. I'm your host, Paulie Hype. I am so excited to be here as we are starting off this Saturday morning, hosted by Rutgers University. So we have finally started to invade the campuses here at the CECC. I'm super excited for it. Today, we will have 32 of the very best Eastern Collegiate Esports teams competing across Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Rocket League, Overwatch 2, and Valorant. So, without further ado, we are also presented and sponsored by the U.S. Army and Army ROTC. Thank you so much for making this possible for us all here today. But first off, I want to start things off with a very important interview and bring up Cadet Bender. Cadet Bender from Army ROTC. Let's make some noise. We're just getting started here. Don't make me start yelling early. This is going to be a great day, Cadet Bender. So good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming up. Cadet Bender, so I'm here with Cadet Bender from the Army ROTC. Tell me how you doing today, sir.
I'm doing great.
You could take the mic from me.
I'm doing great. It's happy to be here. It's a great event.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit more about your role at the Army ROTC, please.
Oh, so at ROTC, I'm an MS4. I'm a senior. I'm in charge of all the strategic outreach for the year and basically mentoring future cadets.
Wonderful, wonderful. So it's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your history with the Army ROTC and also how'd you get where you are today in that program?
All right. So in high school, I always knew I wanted to be in the Army, but I didn't know my options really. But so coming into college, I knew very little about ROTC.
Sure.
Until I met a cadet. I asked him about the program. Next thing you know, I'm involved in some of the 4 years of like the best experience in my life. And yeah.
So really it was like kind of your own initiative. You went out, you started seeking information, seek and you shall find, and that's kind of what led you over there. That's amazing. I have a question. You know, we're here at the CECC, this East Regional LAN. Are you a gamer yourself?
Oh, I'm a huge gamer.
What games do you play?
So as a kid, I played Mario Kart 64 whenever my brother let me play. And then the huge thing I was addicted to was RuneScape. RuneScape was like, it took up a lot of my life as a kid. Yeah.
All right.
It took a lot. So.
Are we talking RuneScape on PC or RuneScape mobile or a little both?
RuneScape PC. That's the only option.
All right.
That's the only option.
No love for the mobile. So you said Mario Kart 64 when you were playing growing up. You said RuneScape. Those are two. Mario Kart 64 is my age, so I'm a little bit older. I like that. And do you play any games like current? Anything new or recent?
Yeah, so currently I've been playing Battlefield 2042, NBA 2K 2023, and I'm planning on getting COD.
Nice.
All my friends want it, so
yeah. Modern Warfare is a great game. I've been playing that as well. There's a lot of college students here today. Throughout the day, we'll even have some high school students that are going to be coming up as well. Can you kind of just share some of the benefits of not only students going into college, but that are currently in college, that they can receive from and career opportunities from Army ROTC, please?
Okay, so the huge thing I want to say about the Army is that wherever you want, the Army has it, as long as you're willing to look out and reach out to people. So right now, for me, I can say personally, I'm involved in a lot of coding projects, which is not available to a lot of regular college students. So you could probably be attached to somewhere in MIT, Lincoln Labs,
sure.
Harvard, Yale. You could even get some internships with the Army Research Lab. Wow. So whatever you want, you can have it. You can have nursing, doctorates. You could work on your diplomat area. So whatever you want, it is there.
A little bit of everything from ROTC. Well, that's an amazing stuff here. I want to make sure I get all these questions perfectly because this is such an important topic here. Last question, though. This is a big one. Where can everyone at home find information on the Army ROTC?
Okay, yeah. So you can go to our website, armyruckersrotc.com, or go to Rutgers Army ROTC, our Instagram page, where we could reach out to you directly.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Cadet Bender. That was Cadet Bender. Let's make some noise one more time for Cadet Bender. They'll be here all weekend. Make sure to check out the U.S. Army and Army ROTC booths over on the right side of the stage there. They got some Rocket League. So it's amazing stuff. Thank you so much for being a sponsor of the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup East Regional event. So excited for it. So I want to go over really quick before we get started where we are going into the Saturday today and kind of what each team is going to be bringing and what each game has in store for us. So first up, we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I want to run you down the groups and seeding here on day number 1. So Group A here, we have Fisher College. We have Quinnipiac, St. Thomas Aquinas, and Polytechnic Institute, SUNY School represent. For Group B, we have NJCU. They came in a tour bus. I'm going to say it all weekend. St. John's in Group B, Howard, and College of St. Rose. So well done. That'll be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And coming up next, we have an interview from the College of St. Rose. Let's check out that interview from the Smash Bros. Ultimate program.
Hi, I'm Ash. Welcome to the CECC. And why don't you introduce yourself, your name, school, and team?
My name is Jack Vignon. Tag is Tarzan. I'm from the College of St. Rose. Sports for St. Rose's esports program.
Okay, well, it's really nice to meet you. How are you feeling about LAN this weekend? How's your team feeling? You guys excited?
Yeah, I mean, LAN events are always a good time.
Yeah.
We've been able to do a couple in the past. Travel is always fun, getting to travel with all the students. It's great when there's multiple days, get to stay at the hotel. That's always a good time. And playing in person is always great too. Games like Smash, where there are in-person tournaments, is a little familiar, but especially games like Overwatch, where everything is typically online. Playing those in person on a stage is always a really good time.
No, for sure. It's like really great team bonding too, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, I would love to know what the CECC and just like this LAN tournament experience in general means for you and your team.
It's I guess it's different for some of them. For one of our students, it's a little bit of a send-off. This is his last semester. He's graduating. Our tank player, Moopy, and he's one of our best players. So we're definitely gonna miss him. So it's a little bit of a send-off for him as he transitions out. It's a little bit to prove ourselves as well. I know there's some obviously very talented colleges here. We've gotten a couple of times. So just hoping to come and show how we've improved, and yeah, look to take some big names.
Okay, looking forward to it. Looking forward to see what you guys can pull off. And I'd love to know a little bit more about your team history, like how long this roster has been together, what the formation was like, and just like the general competitive experience for you guys.
Yeah, so we're competing in Overwatch and Smash this weekend. So for Overwatch, we've had this team together for about a year now. The transition from 1 to 2 wasn't too bad for us because one of our GM support players graduated last semester just as we were transitioning to 2.
Gotcha.
So that was a bit of an easier transition for us. But this team has been playing together for about a year now. Moopy, our tank, has been with the program for a while. And then Battle Pants, one of our supports, is a sophomore to the team. So they've been playing together for a while. They have good synergy, good friends. So looking forward to get to see them in action again. Smash is similar. We typically run 3-man crew battles, but we also have a B team. And so one of our players is going to step up and be the 4th man for us as well.
Oh, nice.
Same deal. They've been playing together for 1-2 years now. So everyone's really familiar with each other, gameplay, good friends. So yeah, I'm really hoping that synergy is going to show and that they can play off each other really well.
Awesome. And would you mind telling us a little bit about like the prep that you guys did for both teams leading up to the CECC this weekend, and if anything was maybe different from the norm?
Okay. I mean, well, we had our typical ECAC matches like we do. I know that Overwatch has had, I think, a scrim or 2 this week. I know that we scrimmed last night in prep for this. But I mean, obviously everyone's grinding ranked on their own, especially with it being a new game. But even one of our players going on ranked and meeting players from some of the teams that are also going to be here this weekend, talking about this weekend. So it's cool that that's branched out from just beyond our college to even being able to communicate on ladder like that. But for Overwatch scrimming, for Smash, we've been just trying to play a little bit more. I went through Smash data and looked up some of the information for some of the other teams and players that we have. And I recognized some of them from power rankings for their respective regions or just other tournaments in general. So a little bit of research, a little more playing, just so we really know what we're coming into.
Okay, solid. And I know you talked about some teams that we're seeing here this weekend that you've already previously played against for both sides. But are there any particular rivalries or histories we should look out for?
I feel like rivalries is a strong word for it, because I don't feel like we've had enough beef.
Yeah.
But we've played a handful of schools before. We've played Fisher's roster before. Obviously, they're a great school. Always great to play against them. Harrisburg, obviously, just a very well-known school. We haven't gotten to play them yet. We are in their group, so that'll be fun. We'll get to do that for Overwatch. And then also looking forward to playing Penn State again. They had a really good team. We had some pretty close games, so I'm excited and hopefully we'll be able to pair up with them again. For Smash, we've gotten to play a decent amount of the teams in this that we have here. We've played Fisher's team before. We've played NJCU before. They have a lot of great players. And we actually were at a LAN a few months ago where Quinnipiac was. So we got to play them, so it'll be cool to play them again at another LAN. So it's great. Like it's funny even walking in and seeing some of the jerseys for some of the teams. I'm like, oh, I see those colors. I know it's that school.
Yeah.
So just seeing the same teams at LAN has been pretty cool. Kind of starting to get familiar with other collegiate teams.
Yeah, form those storylines, like meet people. But so aside from winning, which is everyone's here looking to take the W, right? So what are you and your team looking to take away from this event, the CECC this weekend? I know that you mentioned like making a name for yourselves and whatnot, but is there anything else like on top of that?
I mean, when I come to like LAN events, I think it's just a great opportunity for the students. We hang out in our esports arena and they hang out at college all the time, but traveling, it's just kind of it's a trip. It's a huge memory for them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them are already very good friends, and so it kind of just doubles on top of that. The stories they're going to be able to tell from this, the memories they're going to make is always a great time. But I think even just furthering our esports connections, there's going to be a lot of great players here to either maybe up later, maybe they just want to get games online another time. So I think it's really the memories and the connections that's going to be really, really important this weekend.
I love that for you guys. Well, it was really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through this interview with me and whatnot. And then before we do send off, are there any thank yous or shout outs that you want to give out?
Grateful to the College of St. Rose for getting us here. We are under the athletic department there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. So they've been very supportive. So very grateful to that. Excited for the team to play. Big shout out to them. I guess the rest of our esports program as well, who weren't able to be here. Big shout out to Battle Pants, one of our support players. We always have to shout him out because he deserves it. Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck. Hope you guys kill it this weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow and Sunday.
All right, sounds good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Of course, that was the interview with College of St. Rose for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, let's check out the standings and the groups for the main FPS game here for the weekend, Valorant. Really excited for this one. In Group A, we have Fisher College, Lebanon Valley College as well, Caldwell, some representation from New Jersey, of course, and Pace University. That'll round out Group A for Valorant. Group B for Valorant, we have the host school, of course, Rutgers University, up on the graphic there. We have Alvernia, St. John's University, and in the 4, Loyola University, Maryland. That's going to be the Valorant playing field here at the CECC East Regional. Coming up next, we have an interview, of course, with Alvernia College for Valorant. Let's check out Alvernia College and what they have to say coming into the CECC East Regional LAN.
Hi. I did it again, but it's okay. Hi, I'm Ash, and welcome to the CECC. Would you mind introducing yourself for us?
Yeah, I'm Jackson Serrano, known as Stizout in-game, and I'm the captain of the Valorant Gold team for Alvernia University.
Okay, solid. So are you and the team excited to be here this weekend?
Of course I am, at least.
You don't want to speak for that?
I don't want to speak for the whole team, but I'm going to have a blast here. This is like my first real LAN tournament.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I hope there's high energy.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking forward to it. I'll try to hype things up as much as possible on the stage. But looking forward to seeing you guys here. What do you feel like is the takeaway for you and your team for this weekend here at the CECC?
I feel like if we just play our game and play together, we'll be unstoppable and we'll win the whole thing.
What are the vibes like for you guys?
Yeah, it's just really quiet.
We just chill and have fun. That's really it. We destroy teams sometimes.
Okay.
But you know, we either play really great or we play all right.
That's usually how it goes. You know?
Yeah.
On stage.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Now
I
I'm
might get
really
kicked out.
pumped for it.
I'll try not to.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Don't want to do that to your team, you know? But you want to tell us a little bit about your team history, like how long you guys have been together, just generally, maybe even a bit about your esports program as well with your school.
Okay, so the Valorant team is new to this semester,
Okay.
and we are all freshmen. So we just started playing together a couple months ago.
Zoomers.
Yep. But I think since like the first day we started, we really clicked, and we have good team synergy. Yeah.
Okay, that's solid. What is your role on the team actually?
I play initiator, both main and secondary. So I play Sova, Flash, everything. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything, obviously you don't want to leak anything, but that you guys have been working on that you're looking forward to bringing to the stage here this week at CECC?
I'm not going to lie, we have not practiced this past week. We played our 2 matches, and then one of our teammates went to Mexico, so we haven't been able to practice.
You know what? It's been more of a low-key kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you guys vibe out, get ready for a high-energy kind of weekend and
Just been
whatnot.
hitting the gym, trying to stay mentally and physically strong.
Very solid. And with you guys, I guess, now being new to Valorant here within this past semester and whatnot for your school, obviously there's not as much history, I guess, in that kind of sense up against other schools. So is there a particular team that you guys are really looking out for here in the CCEC?
I mean, Fisher's really good. They look good in the qualifying, and we got beat by Rutgers, so we're
Okay.
trying to smack them.
Okay.
But other than that, we beat LVC and some other team that didn't qualify. So, yeah.
Okay, solid. And how would you describe your team's overall play style?
That's tough. We tend to switch it up. So
Yeah.
Unpredictable. We do executes, we do rushes. We play really. We switch it up.
Keep them guessing. Keep
Yeah.
them guessing. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to you guys pulling out all the stops this weekend. It was really great to interview you. Thank you so much for your time. Are there any shout outs or thank yous that you want to give before we head it out?
I want to shout out Josh, our esports director. He's been with us every step of the way. He's really supportive. And shout out my.
Okay, well, sweet. It's really nice to meet you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Overwatch 2 Group A and Group B up here on the infographic and see what the competition has in store for the CECC East region for Overwatch 2. In Group A, we have Fisher College, Penn State, NJIT Shy Guys, and Arcadia. And in Group B for Overwatch 2, we have Harrisburg College of St. Rose, the host school Rutgers University, and the NJIT Wrigglers. And now let's check out a quick little Overwatch interview with Penn State. So let's check over to Penn State for some interview on Overwatch 2. Bubba, get that camera out of my face.
All right, and welcome to the CECC Miles, and may I ask you to introduce yourself?
So I'm Navigan Harry. My gamer tag is Hydra, and I'm captain of the NJCU Smash team. And yeah.
Yeah, and we have been seeing you around these files. How long have you been a part of NJCU?
So I've been a part. Well, this is my 3rd year there. So when I actually joined the program, it was also like when I got into the school. So it's basically like same year I got in, same semester they started. So it's been like 3 years now.
Yeah, and may I ask, you've seen quite a lot. How has college esports changed since when you first started to all the way to here at the LAN?
I think just like the general like experience is like a lot different than I expected. I really didn't think like initially we'd be going to all, especially like even for like the Smash team, which is it's a game that's very different offline. Most of our matches were just being held online and just like virtually, just like playing in like arenas and things like that. Even as far as some of our other teams go, just like completely online even now. But here today, like we're playing at a LAN. This isn't our first LAN, but it's definitely like a very different experience, being here in person.
Mm-hmm. And to elaborate on that experience, are there any specific goals here besides obviously getting the win?
I'd say like main goal, whether we're at a LAN or even in like a singles tournament, any type of tournament. At least like me personally, I think it should just be like play our best. At least if we get last place, get first place, no matter what.
I think it's most important to just like be able to say like, you know, we did our best, we did what we could. That way, you know, you come out of it with like some form of experience, and then use that to, you know, build upon, you know, the next time, and then, you know, that's pretty much just going to be our main goal aside from you know, first place obviously, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and playing your best. Flashback a week ago, CECC is on the horizon. What were you all doing to get ready for this LAN?
So some of us were doing like a bit of different things. So at least for like, you know, I'd say like ever since the semester started, really, we've been going to every Thursday we go to NJIT. They host a very good Smash tournament there, and I think that's one of like the most important things. Just like, you know, we play weekly matches every week, every Tuesday night. But I think it's also important that we do get the offline experience, not just because, you know, this is an offline event, but just, you know, it builds up more, you know, competition, and more importantly, just being there in person is kind of like the same feeling that we're going to have, you know, tomorrow when we play.
Yeah, and that's very good to hear all that prep. Now, going towards like the bigger picture, it's one thing to get to the top. A lot of teams don't even get there, but it's another thing to try. I know you all were previously ranked #1, and now you're getting very close, scratching at Fisher's heels. Do you feel like you're getting close to being able to get that W?
So it's definitely like, of course we have, you know, definitely like a rivalry with them. We've played them like a bunch of times. Their team, similar as ours, is like in terms of how they've changed over the years. And I would say like definitely like the team who's had like the biggest like improvement, definitely their team for sure. Like the amount of like the quality of the players that they picked up is like just phenomenal. Like straight up, they have some of the best players in the world on the team. Get to play them in like big events like this where, you know, it's either like at the very end of a season or at like a really big LAN, and this is the first time that we're gonna have the chance to play them at an offline event. But yeah, this, like I said, this isn't gonna be like the last time we play against them. So any type of time that we do get to play against them, it's just gonna be like, you know, what can we do differently? How can we kind of like move ourselves to, or like position our teammates to kind of just like, you know, be able to play as best as we possibly could, and not like, you know, go down or, you know, anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, like you said, you're getting closer and closer. So have there been any breakout performances, any breakthroughs as a team or for an individual that you want to shout out?
I would say the main one probably be one of our players, KDT Rampage, for a different CEC event, CECC Atlanta. To qualify there, we had to play against, I think it was Stack, and one of their players was a very good villager player, and I believe it went down to game 3, like the very last match, and one of the biggest things was that the villager player, like he was, you know, of course he was like their best player, but at the same time we didn't really have like a specific character to counterpick him, because our team, aside from, you know, me, I guess Paolo's like pretty very flexible character, but our other characters on our roster are zoner characters who kind of lose to that type of play style. And so it was really up to him to kind of just like really make that comeback and like play good against him. And throughout the time that, you know, from first game to the last game, he showed like so much improvement, and like, you know, we saw him play and we were like, all right, you know what, just build upon it. And then you know, come third game, instead of, you know, taking like 1 stock or 2 stock, he ends up taking like 5 or 6 at that point, beating the villagers. So he was definitely like one of the biggest reasons why we were able to make it to the offline event in the first place. But even now today, you know, he's going to tournaments constantly. He's also like a very good labber. He's not just, you know, as focused on just like playing the game. He's focused on like, you know, training room, just like optimizing everything. So I think it's really good, you know, having someone who's that technical of a player on the team.
Yeah, and that's really good to hear, and glad to hear that camaraderie. And as we begin to wrap up, I just want to ask, are there any last shout-outs you want to give to your program or anyone else who's helped you get here?
I mean, shout outs to, you know, NJCU. Also, you know, of course, NJCU esports program. Aside from Smash Team, we also have Rocket League team here today. They're going to be competing as well. And then, of course, you know, we have a League of Legends and Valorant team at home. They've been doing pretty good all season. Yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much all I got.
All right, well then, thank you very much for your time, Hydra.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kilomiles and NJCU, with that Overwatch 2 interview. Now for the 4th game here at the CECC East LAN, we have Rocket League, starting with Group A. Group A features schools like Stockton University, in Group A. NJCU as well, making another return to Rocket League, another game representative there. Alvernia in Group A, Alvernia University and College of Staten Island. That'll be Group A for Rocket League. For Group B, we have Arcadia, Rutgers University, another host school game, University of Delaware, and Sacred Heart. So Sacred Heart will round out Group B. And we have an interview here, an exclusive interview for Rocket League with Penn State. So let's go over to Penn State and take a look at what they have to say heading into the CECC Eastland.
Hello, I'm Ash. It's nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Do you want to tell us your name, school, and team?
Yeah, so my name is Meridon, Rocco Romeo, but I go by Meridon. I am the competitive manager for Penn State Overwatch.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, it's a really exciting weekend for everyone. I know that when it comes down to collegiate lands, there aren't too many opportunities out there that are accessible, right? So I just wanted to know, like, how excited is the team to be at LAN this weekend for the CECC?
Pretty excited. There are a few lands that we go to each year, but like you said, they're very few and far between.
Yeah.
This is the first time for actually one of our players. He's
that's
extremely
awesome.
excited,
Yeah.
and it's nice to hang out with the guys, the players, and have a good time and compete and do what we love. So the team's pretty excited to be here.
That's sweet. And when it comes down to it as well, I was just curious to know, like, what does the CECC and this LAN tournament experience mean for you and the team, like, additionally?
Really, it's having a good time and also like getting some experience, seeing how we match up against other colleges. Overwatch 2 hasn't been very kind to us in the meta, so trying to adjust and see what other teams are doing is also super important for us to kind of help us compete throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I'd love to also hear like more about team history for your team and whatnot in Overwatch 2. Just maybe about like how long this roster's been together, just experience in general as a team.
Yeah, so this roster has been together. So we have one new freshman this year.
Okay.
The core of the roster has been together since last fall.
Okay, nice.
Our first LAN we competed in was the Harrisburg LAN. Then we went through to the fall Overwatch Collegiate Series. We placed top 16. And then in the spring, we did the PA Cup LAN. That was hosted. It was pretty cool in Philly.
Nice.
And we ended up top 12, I believe, unofficially best club team in the nation. Our players don't get paid, so we're kind of here on our sort of our own dime.
Yeah.
So that was a huge accomplishment and the best result for Overwatch so far. So we look to keep that going. Like I said, Overwatch, the meta in Overwatch 2 isn't great for us, but our players keep trucking, and the chemistry that we built from last year is still definitely there.
That's amazing. I was wondering also, I guess, like now that Overwatch 2 is so new in the esports scene, right, just having come out, how was that transition from Overwatch to the new game?
It was tough. It's tough just because you get rid of one tank and it changes the dynamic. It was tough for me as a manager to have to basically axe someone off of the roster. So that wasn't very fun. But the adjustment has been kind of strange, but not like horrible. We're still getting used to the 5v5. We're still getting used to our main tank's strongest tank not being the strongest at the moment.
Okay.
And we're getting used to playing Sojourn, who is busted at the moment, but is also a new character with Overwatch 2. So a little bit of growing pains there.
Yeah, and along with those growing pains, obviously you guys do a lot of prep practice throughout the weeks, just in general, but leading up to this event, would you mind taking us through maybe how preparation has gone for you and the team?
Yeah, honestly, it's been pretty business as usual. We usually scrim like 3 times a week. And we've been throwing in some of our subs, but kind of since this LAN was coming up, focusing more on our LAN roster.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but really just business as usual, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you definitely want to see results with consistency across the board, right, is the big thing, for sure. So I guess now going into CECC, are there any rivalries with other schools that we'll be seeing this weekend?
I guess you can kind of say it's a rivalry, but they've pretty much dominated us a lot as Harrisburg.
Okay.
We want to take Harrisburg so bad. they beat us down each opportunity they get. They have a really so that's really been a lot of like the pain point. I want to see how well we're doing it. We're going to do it against Fisher.
Okay.
Seems like every time we play Fisher, we always something comes up and we end up having to actually just not play the game. So it's been very disappointing. So we want to see how we stack up against them a lot because I know that they're also a very, very good team.
Okay. So aside from like competing against potentially both of those teams this weekend and obviously wanting to win, what are the main takeaways that you and your team are looking for just as a result of the end of the CECC weekend?
Just to build chemistry, have a good time, work on our Overwatch 2 stuff a lot more. Being at LAN, being here, able to be in person and play the game, and even get to know like our new freshman that's on the team more and more. I think that's going to be really, really, really important.
Okay. Noted. Well, thank you so much for your time for this interview and whatnot. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Is there any like shout outs or thank yous that you want to give out before we head out?
No, just thanks to Penn State Esports for being in a club and giving us this opportunity to come out here and compete. We're super looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ash and Penn State. That was Rocket League. That was the 4 different games that we'll be experiencing and watching competition for this week at the CECC East LAN event, of course. And we're about to head over to our analysts. But before we do, you already know the deal. I want to be accompanied here by some of my fellow talent as we're getting ready for the 10 seconds of hype. Danger, Septal, and Tail. Here we go. And dividing. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds. Let's make some noise. Just getting started. We're here. Let's go. Over to the analysts. Woo!
I don't know how to follow up that. I don't know how to possibly take on that. But thank you so much, Paulie. I'm feeling hyped. I'm feeling amazing. And welcome to the analyst desk. Your LAN away from LAN. Your home away from home. We got the brains. We got the brawn. And on the desk, I'm joined by Gompers and Catinator 3K. Gompers, tell me what you're feeling right now. How are you doing?
I'm feeling
Oh my.
exactly
Oh my.
like this. I'm feeling like Clown Looks.
Is that good? Is that good or bad?
I'm feeling like
It's gotta
you.
be bad. It's gotta be bad, right?
It's pretty. It's
Well,
looking
the
pretty
drawing's
cute. I mean,
good.
like everything about that, I think
Thank you.
enjoying it. Well, thank you so much for that gift to me and the world and my
course.
self-esteem. But Catinator, how are you doing, man? You specifically asked me.
No, I didn't.
To
I didn't
ask you
I
to
didn't
talk
ask you.
about your muscles. How are your
Well,
muscles doing? 'Cause
well.
we've got the brains. We also have some brawn on here. What's going on?
The subtlety lacking for sure, but not lacking the gains. That's
Oh.
all I'm saying. Bit of a monster, you could say.
Oh. I actually have one. It was hidden in the special compartment. Are we all taking a sip? I got it.
Yeah, I mean, cheers me up. Yeah, cheers me up, bro.
Oh, I'll drink to that. Gompers, you got a monster?
You know what? I picked this one because it reminded me specifically of One Piece. So
You know it's real, right?
the One Piece.
The
What
One
thing?
Piece.
You know what's
The One Piece is real. This is a nice little piece
Cheers me
here.
up.
Cheers
me up.
cheers it
Come
up.
on. There, there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Oh, that's a
cheers
good
to
one.
collegiate LAN, right?
Yes,
We're all
sir.
here to celebrate some of the best here in the East, here at the CECC East Regional. And the first game that we have up today, it's going to be Smash. I'm excited. How are you two feeling about Smash today?
I'm feeling good about Smash. We got some good groups. We got the pleasure of the Paulie Hype, the hypest man I know, to walk us through these groups. And in a moment, we'll get into the action as well. It's a long day today. Lots of games, lots of action. So super excited to get into it.
Yeah, I actually never casted or watched Smash before, but pass.
All right. Well, I would say with that, we're going to have to pass it over to our casters, Sign Kilo Miles, for the match. NJCU versus St. Rose. Let's take it away.
Very much low. Sai and I are getting ready to get into the CECC East, sponsored by the U.S. Army and Army ROTC. And again, College of St. Rose versus NJCU. It is a juicy match to open up with. We got one of the long-standing members of CECC going up against a newcomer who is, honestly, I would say someone I have my eye on.
You were saying? Was that Rampage?
Yeah, that's Rampage, but College of St. Rose as a whole had put on quite a show with an 8 stock by actually Battle Pants the Terry.
An 8 stock? Jeez.
In the qualifier, yeah.
Okay, first of all, hi everybody, I'm Sai. If you're not familiar with this current format, what we're going to be doing is a traditional crew battle where it's going to be 4 players on each team, 3 stocks each, and the team with the most stocks at the end of the battle is going to win. So you can see, examples like what you just mentioned, where like one player takes 8 stocks and just wipes the entire rest of the team. That could happen, but I don't think it'll happen this time. We got some really talented players here from both sides. NJCU, you said, has Hydra, correct?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, Hydra is like a phenomenal Palutena player. I've actually done some of these online, and I remember specifically watching Hydra just like I've specifically seen Hydra like wipe an entire team, like take 9 stocks by himself, and I've heard some really good things about the other members of NJCU as well as St. Rose. So I'm really excited to get into our first crew battle. I really want to see what's going to happen.
And I think right now we have the players all the way up on the main stage getting ready to face off. Starting out, we have Rampage, the classic opener for NJCU. I believe taking on Halfcraft, or no, taking on Battle Pants. Either way, we'll get to know once we see the players, once we see the characters on the screen. It is going to be Battle Pants, so that's very likely going to be that Terry we saw putting on a show in the qualifiers, taking on a amazingly consistent yet potential for pop-off Joker player in Rampage.
Now, the thing I want to say about Joker is in this format, I think if Rampage is able to get the first game as Joker, that is such a terrifying character to come in and cruise against, because like when you're down in stocks, you get access to Arson faster, right? But like let's say you win the first match with Joker, you come in the next one with 2 stocks or even just 1, you're going to have Arson right off the bat. You're going to be able to steal stocks really fast from the other team. There's a lot of danger here. But at the same time, of course, St. Rose, they threw out this Terry with Battle Pass, and Terry is so incredibly good once he gets at 100%. And Joker's a character where, like, if he doesn't kill you early with Arson, you can kind of be at those lingering percents where he has to, like, fish for a confirm. And that's exactly where Terry wants to be in most matches, because that's when he's able to find those strong go punishes. He's able to kill you, like, 60 or 70-ish% off of, like, a jab or, like, a down tilt. So it's definitely going to be a really, really careful battle of spacing once these percents get a little dicier.
Yeah, and even before the go, you can see Battle Pants has a lot of very nice, like, 20% bread and butters, but you need to extend those into each other. You've got to find the links in there. Otherwise, it's just going to be, well, these little chip damage, and this chip damage favors Joker all the way. You can see Battle Pants already at 85% off stage. Can Battle Pants even get back? They're trying to, but Rampage just keeps slipping back, using Joker's shifty hitboxes to evade most of the hits.
Oh, very crucial tech there from Rampage, because now we see that Battle Pants is at that go. But, of course, as soon as that happens, Rampage starts to get right around 60-70%, gets that Arson, and is able to just stop the bleeding and take that first stock. And here we have a really, really good potential for a lead for NJCU, as long as he's able to kind of like mitigate this damage. Maybe he can find something early with his Arson, but right now it looks like Battle Pants has just been yet to get touched even once, and is just really putting the hands on Rampage.
Yeah, and it does have a lot to do with the fact that Rampage can play this keep-away game. A lot of Terry's combo starters, they're off of the jabs, they're off of the down tilt. It's hard to get in, and as you can see, Rampage, off of these up air strings, off of just stray back airs, is just stacking it up, 1 hit at a time. Doesn't need a huge string, doesn't matter, because Battle Pants isn't getting one either.
And I think the way he's playing right now, using a lot of like aerial down guns and like really, really careful spacing and not like actually engaging in Battle Pants' threat zone, he's able to just chip him around so much. And now he has a second Arson on this same stock, and 1 or 2 more confirms. He can end up taking 2, and this can get really rough for St. Rose.
Yeah, and he's occupying this diagonal range. Oh, Battle Pants struggling to recover, just goes way above Rampage, but is unable to retake center stage, really unable to maintain stage control when, well, you have to respect Joker's hitboxes. Rampage is using this spacing you called out. Finally, Battle Pants gets a straight air, 180%. He's got weights in that jacket.
I have never seen a character live this long against Terry. Terry on his second go, while Rampage is at 180%, but still, his positioning has been so good. He's been in no position to die, and he gets the 2-frame with that down smash, giving him a 2-stock lead. And will we see a third Arson on the same stock? That is unheard of, but there is potential. There it is. No, okay. Misses is confirmed. Still gets the punish right after, so that stock, but St. Rose definitely has like a lot of work to do at the beginning of this.
Yeah, and like Battle Pants has a couple confirms they're going to. Falling Nair, jab, down tilt, but that's really all we're seeing right now. As back air whiffs, these lower percents are favoring Rampage right now. Battle Pants is struggling to even get a touch. It feels like Rampage has a lead, but Falling Nair, is this the opener that they needed? 38%. This is the biggest combo we've seen so far, but it can't keep it going. Advantage slips right back to Rampage.
I think what Battle Pants can do in this situation, Rampage is playing very reactive. He's just kind of staying out of like F tilt and like down tilt range and then just jumping around. Oh no, what a really unfortunate SD from Battle Pants. And that's one of the things about the crew battle format. SDing in here, SDing in a normal match is like, it's not great, but in a crew battle format, your stocks mean so much more for not only you, but your entire team. So it's really, really unfortunate when you see one, because that means it'll be, guaranteed coming in to a 2-stock deficit against the other team. But, I mean, definitely a valiant effort. I just don't think that Battle Pants was able to get a handle on, like, Rampage's movement. He was just being, like, outmaneuvered, like, kind of throughout. Like, he'd be, like, trying to chase him on the ground, and he'd be throwing out, like, big commitments like dash attack or crack shoot. But because he was playing so defensively, it didn't really lead to much, and it just kind of, like, snowballed further and further away.
And when Battle Pants finally did land a hit, he just wanted consistent damage. He wouldn't go for any huge extension, just do jab, jab, crack shoot, or jab, jab. We didn't actually see jab, jab, power dunk. But either way,
actually, you're right. That's like the Terry bread and butter. Yeah, we didn't actually get to see that.
It felt like he was scared. Like, he worked so hard to get that one opening. He wanted to get some consistent, guaranteed damage. But you've got to have faith in your own punish game. I have seen Battle Pants' punish game. It can be unreal. But when you're unsure of when the hit is even going to come out, when you're just throwing moves out and you just happen to connect one, you're not always ready for that full punish.
And that's the interesting thing about Terry, is that because he's able to special cancel his normal so well, even when you do get that straight hit, you should be able to find something. He just was not hitting the mark on those combos you really need, especially jab, jab, power dunk. That's like the main thing. Like if a Terry's that, they're getting like 30-something% every single time they just land a straight jab, and jab itself is so non-committal. So like people kind of make a meme like, oh my God, they're just going to jab, jab, power dunk. But like it's so good for so little risk. But because we didn't really see that, I think we saw jab, jab, rising tackle, which is good damage. We saw that. That was a good like 30-something%. But because we weren't seeing like those smaller bread and butters that like tack up damage really easily, and it was all straight hits, that's why Joker was able to live that long. Like even when he was like 190, he found like a straight like firms into things, but not if you're all the way up to 190.
But I feel like that does bring the topic over to Rampage's movement. You called it out. Falling with the down guns, yeah, every Joker does it. But the way they're ledge trapping, where like Rampage would tease the fact that we would see, that they would be right on ledge and then dash back right out of the range of Terry's option, hitting the ledge, and then they would be in position to run in, two-frame the recovery, still off stage, doesn't have a jump. It just felt brutal. It was just consistently. Even when Go was on the table, you can't use Go if you're not on the ground.
Yeah, I feel like Go was normally like when he was off stage. So you saw those situations where you're seeing Rampage hit like drop zone bear, especially with Arson, which is really strong. But also I do want to, two-framing Terry's recovery is not something that people do a lot. There's a lot of like weird, does it have involved, does it not, where can I actually hit it? And Joker's down smash, I don't think it's that generous of a hitbox. Not that he doesn't have generous hitboxes. But yeah, I was really excited to see somebody like hard punish a Terry recovery, because I feel like he gets back to the ledge for free in a lot of situations where he shouldn't.
Yeah, and now you can see we have Halfcraft coming out here. Getting in on Joker was one of the main things that was the issue. A little bit of disjoint might make a world of difference, as Halfcraft will likely either be bringing the Roy or Sephiroth in, but I would rather see the Roy. Explosiveness to not just take this over Rampage, but be able to run through the rest of the team. You need to be able to kill early.
What I think is interesting about Roy is that like the design philosophy for like Roy and Marth, for example, was that like Marth was supposed to get rewarded for like spacing and hitting the tipper, and supposed to be not that great outside of that. And then Roy is the opposite, where he gets extra knockback and extra damage from hitting the hilt. But the rest of his sword is totally fine. Like for every one or two hits, you get like a noodle hit with Roy knockback for real. Like he's still so good in neutral. He's still so good in so many different situations that don't matter. And that's why we see Roy. He's so popular in the tournament scene. Like you see him so often in top 32s, top 24s, top 28s, especially when you have players like Cola and Goblin, and there's all these other like really talented Roy players out there. I think Roy is just generally really strong. I think his rushdown is insane. His ground speed is really good. And if Rampage is going to be playing a more defensive kind of runaway outspace you game, Roy's not that guy. Roy will be in your face. Roy will rush you down hard. So it's gonna be more of a test to see. All right, Rampage, we know you can maneuver really well. We know you can react to people being like mid or full screen, but Roy's gonna be like right in your zone. So I'm excited to see how this is gonna play out versus how it was against Terry. Like Terry is scary, but his burst options aren't nearly as fast as Roy's. Like Roy's just straight up regular dash is incredible.
Yeah, we saw Rampage float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, as Muhammad Ali said, but he also said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Exactly.
We didn't really get to see Rampage get punched in the face. I mean, literally by Terry, but like it wasn't that much of a hit. It was a graze. It was a little tap. One good connection could completely change the dynamic of this game because all of a sudden Rampage is forced to respect so many more options because he understands, oh, any one of these could lead to death. That does something to your movement. It makes you a little more scared, a little more hesitant. You're not as fluid. And if that fluidity leaves Rampage's playstyle, will he still be as elusive? That's what I'm looking forward to see as the match gets underway.
But enough theory craft. We're going to see how this goes. And again, if you're unfamiliar with this format, Rampage is going to drop his first. He won the last game with 2 stocks, so he's coming into this with the remaining 2 stocks that he had left versus Halfcraft's full 3. But the team is up 2 stocks currently as far as the battle goes. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So, Hollow Bastion, kind of smaller stage, really good pick, I think, for Halfcraft to, like, stay in his zone. But Rampage is still showing he's got really good movement. I've seen some fun, like, wave bounces with, like, his neutral B, and, of course, like, landing on that platform with down guns. That's really hard to punish. So, Halfcraft's definitely got his work cut out for him. And a great punish on that F-tilt, too. That said a lot to me and how this neutral's going to go down.
Yeah, and the fact that he's consistently using the down guns, not necessarily to gimp Halfcraft, but tack on a little extra damage, make the recovery more annoying. Opportunity right here, Arsene recovery, gets right to ledge, rolls right past reversal. Now Halfcraft's off stage. Rampage is able to, not able to get the ledge trap. Halfcraft is managing to avoid a lot of the big hits, but finally the counter. Tetracon will finish off that stock. Rampage makes it even.
So this is exactly what I was saying. This is why Joker is scary, and this is a good example of how this can snowball. We've seen Rampage take like 7 or 8 stocks before, and with Joker, again, a really, really strong crew battle character, he came in and got Arsene so early just because he had to technically start with less of a stock. But look at that punish on that forward smash. Great call out. We saw Halfcraft make it back to the stage with an aggressive up B before, and it was a really smart mix-up. But, like, Rampage adapted super fast. I think he's only, like, 80%, but that's the power of Arsene, baby. I don't really know what you're supposed to do about it.
2 separate teams called out the potential in Rampage. How Rampage has had crazy plays qualifying for Atlanta, and now here he is putting on a show against Halfcraft. Struggling stock right here. If Rampage does this, remember, that stock dropped in the first game. That'll be an untouched victory for Rampage. Will be great for NJCU, but Halfcraft is still in this yet. 38% gets off the ledge, looking for an option right here. One good combo starter. Honestly, a jab could probably just be death from anywhere on the stage.
Yeah, Halfcraft needs to land like a Jair or even just like a down tilt for like a tech chase situation or maybe a side B. But right now it looks like they're almost getting gimped from the guns. And we did see some really good edge guarding from Rampage throughout, especially with that Arsene counter we saw at the beginning. Don't roll in! He rolled in!
Off of the
okay,
footstool.
he lived. I thought he died from rolling in right there. But yes, he's about to lose this stock, and that's going to give NJCU an enormous lead. And there is nothing Halfcraft could have done about that situation. Because he went above the ledge and because Arsene counter is so freaking massive, there was not a way he could have recovered from that position. Maybe if he was on like a smidge lower, it would have been really dicey. He would have needed to use like Magna Hands and just hope he got it. But that punish was perfect. Rampage's punishes are very strong. Their edge guarding is fantastic, and I really like what I'm seeing out of NJCU so far.
I mean, obviously, it's LAN. Consistency is going to be so much higher, but this is the most consistent I've ever seen Rampage. This is like what I would have considered peak Rampage a couple months ago, and it's just happening now in front of us. It's a show. You're all watching it. And the way Rampage, like you said, you called it the edge guarding. Yeah, it's very good. It's not often gimps, but it doesn't matter because it's forcing Halfcraft to burn resources off stage, and then you have less to get back onto stage to do work with. All you have is like the traditional options, roll, get up attack that everyone else has, and Rampage is ready to cover those.
Yeah, I mean, Rampage just – and this is the thing. So Rampage comes in. They have a pretty big lead. They take a really early first 2 stocks. all the pressure is on Halfcraft at that point. So not only is Halfcraft playing on their back foot and they're not able to catch up and put their team back on the board. Now you're in so much extra pressure that Rampage is like, oh, now I'm gonna look for panic options. Like when he was on the ledge, he's just like, oh, you're really afraid of getting hit right now, so you're probably gonna roll in. And then I couldn't get that sentence out. All you heard was don't roll in, because I knew he was fiending for a big punish on that roll in, and he found it with Arson up smash. I actually thought it killed, which would have been insane at 90, but we did see him kill at 80 before. So
to break down that play in more detail, put so much pressure off stage with the down guns, with threatened aerials that Halfcraft gets up and just neutral get-ups onto stage. What do? Jumps back onto stage. This is Rampage. Footstools them on their way past and then sits right at roll distance, charging an up smash, waiting, because, like you said, it's everyone's panic option. You want to be safe. You want to be where you're less likely to die. You want center stage, and Rampage is never going to let you do that.
And to shoot Halfcraft and bail, when you get footstooled in a weird situation like that, that's not a situation that you, practice for. So I totally understand rolling right there, because oh my God, I'm not even supposed to be here right now. But God, that was a great call out. Rampage has taken out half of the opposing team already, and there's still 3 more killers coming from NJCU. So I don't really know what character they need to counterpick. I'm not necessarily sure who they should throw in, but this is definitely looking really good for NJCU. This is a very strong start for them.
There are a lot of terms for running through an entire team's roster, OCV, perfect victory. Might just call it the Rampage from now on. Going on a Rampage, because that is what it has been looking like. When Rampage is on point, even the best teams struggle to stay even. And right now, College of St. Rose is struggling to even get a point on the board. Now, they still do have some players in the back pocket. Right now, coming up, it looks like we've got Shem. We didn't actually get to see them because in the one stream game the College of St. Rose had for Smash Brothers, they just kind of ran through them. We just saw Battle Pants and another player come in who has not yet made their debut. But now they're forced to use the entire depth of their roster. Now we're forced to see just how much the College of St. Rose can dig deep, can find ways to answer the call that Rampage is putting out. If NJCU doesn't even have to show what the rest of them have been working on, that'll be great, because I believe we're just following them through the bracket. NJCU has another match right after this, but that's only if College of St. Rose doesn't have anything to say about it.
Now, before we get into this, and correct me if I'm wrong, College of St. Rose is a university where their players are playing games, right?
That's right.
They're also, did you say it was Overwatch players?
Yeah, we have 2 Overwatch players on the Smash Brothers roster for College of St. Rose, on top of the fact that,
a Snake player, yes.
Yeah, we have Snake getting set up here. But yeah, Halfcraft and Battle Pants are on both the College of St. Rose Overwatch and Smash roster. Plus Shem, I believe, is a sub on the Overwatch roster too. Listen, these are some multi-talented people here. I remember in the interview, they weren't even sure they were going to qualify for Smash Brothers, and here they are on the main stage. Might not be for long with the way Rampage is playing, but they are holding their own for now.
So we're going to need to see some really extremely cautious play from Shim. Not only is this matchup a little bit dicey just because Joker has so many ways to get Arson really early, and also edgeguard Snake. Neutral isn't too bad, but oh god, look, 40% in Arson is here. And here's the thing, now that he has Arson counter, all those projectiles that Shim are throwing, now they're going to be reflected instead of absorbed. So I can speak from tournament experience that an absorbed Snake up smash will kill you off the top anywhere around like 70-80%, which is awful. Oh, okay, Shim firing back. Shim taking that stock. Shim cannot afford to die. There's a lot of work to do, but that was really crucial. That was a pretty early Snake up tilt to kill. I think it's only like 115. That's what you need, though. But he's got to go high, because if you are anywhere horizontal or lower with Joker, that back air is just going to decimate Snake's recovery.
One thing I got to say, Rampage has not been winning specifically off of his crazy punishes. He's been winning off of his ledge traps, his edge guards. That is Rampage's win condition. However, in a more neutral-based, trade-based environment, Snake definitely favored here.
Absolutely. But as good as that punish was, Rampage down to their last stock, but now they're going to have Arson access again in like just 1 or 2 interactions, and he's only at 11%. Okay, I like that. Shim knows his stuff. Up throw to up tilt, that is true. Unfortunately, wasn't able to turn around and finally confirm. Eating a little bit of damage on the way, but now here we are with another low percent Arson, and Shim has to be extremely careful not to lose his second stock. Yeah. Okay, coming in with the aggressive fair. I respect it.
Yeah, even percents right now.
I like it.
Off-stage situation. Arsene doesn't do great here, but just jumps off ledge, back air. Now, high recovery right now. Shem manages to land, but gets maybe shield poked as they try. I don't know. Either way, I love that bait, though. Jabs the shield down tilt to pop up. Rampage, no Arsene, high percent, but they do have an edge guard situation. We called it out before. This is where Rampage takes stocks, but Shem dash attacks right off ledge. Now, another grab, another opportunity.
Arsene again?
Ledge
Jesus.
traps. Oh. I don't think Shem was ready for that either. They were not ready to shield the Iha, and now back air will kill.
Yeah, any trade. Honestly, if Shem is able to win this trade, that's going to be really good for St. Rose, but it's going to be so devastating if he doesn't get the kill first. Oh, great parry. No! 4-2-2 didn't work, and he eats the Arsene back air and loses another stock. Rampage has taken 8 stocks in this crew battle. Shem is fighting for his life. 2 Arsenes on this one stock, 1 at 11 and again at around 145. Just cannot find the confirm that he needs because Rampage's movement is just so slippery.
But Shem has to stay solid. Even though you're advantaged here, this is where mentality can slip. Jab,
It's guaranteed.
jab,
It's guaranteed.
down throw, and up tilt. Like you said, it's guaranteed. But what wasn't guaranteed was that second stock. It was so close, so dicey. 130% on both sides. And in that scramble situation, Rampage has shown stronger mentality. Not strong enough to maintain against Shem the entire time. But that's 1 stock left for Shem. 1 more player behind Shem for College of St. Rose. Rampage was the opener for NJCU.
That's insane. Now, is Rampage typically their anchor? I know, like, Hydra's another really strong player.
Typically their opener.
Their opener took 8? Oh, my God. Okay.
Rampage
well,
almost always comes in as the opener. It's one of their 2 Joker players, but usually Rampage, sometimes Kashira comes in. I like Kashira, but Rampage is the classic. He's been there for so long and demonstrating why right there. But let's talk a little bit more how Shem beat him, because I feel like the fact that Shem was able to go high, able to avoid those ledge traps, avoid those edge guards, where we saw Rampage taking so many stocks, and on top of that, was able to play this game where every time Rampage would touch them, Rampage wouldn't be able to get any sort of follow-up because of grenades, and also was able to stack on damage from a distance.
Yeah, and I didn't see Rampage actually like absorb a lot of explosions either. Granted, Arsene was kind of always out anyway. But yeah, Shem did a really good job from either matchup experience or just from watching the previous games of going high immediately, like at all costs. I think there was 1 air dodge recovery that mixed Rampage up where he did go to the ledge. Other than that, he was just like, I'm not playing this game with you. Lord, I've seen what you've done for others. I'm not about to interact with this low or even like kind of like near the ledge. So I really respect Shem for just being really aware of what Rampage wanted. Also, I do want to highlight this. Rampage did a really good job of doing smash attacks, like charging them and trying to like bait out spot dodges. Like we were seeing spot dodges get baited. We were seeing 2 frames with a down smash. I feel like I don't see Joker down smash that often outside of like drag down up air confirms. You really don't see it that much. So Rampage did a really good job of making that tool look a little scarier than I thought it was.
Yeah, it was definitely terrifying. The fact that obviously also hits both directions as most down smashes do made it a great ledge trapping tool covering both sides, and that looks like Hydra coming in against this Snake player. Yeah. I've seen Hydra come in against Snake a lot of the time. A lot of the other players aren't great at, well, let's be real, all of NJCU is great, but I'd say Hydra with the Palu, and while the Aegis is a good option, I feel like the Palu is better.
Oh, Palu just wipes so much. This character is so incredibly strong. Like, she's
gotta be
power
Palu
crap
against Snake.
She's also extremely good in this matchup. This is definitely one of Snake's tougher matchups. Like, I literally booked Apollo Kage on a Metafy, and I was like, hey, what do I do about Palutena? And he was like, oh. You know what I mean? He's like, well, you know, here's what we can do. Like,
be a better player.
You got to be better. Yeah, exactly. So Hydra, and I was saying this earlier, I've watched this person take 9 stocks before. I know what Hydra can do. Hydra was like previously PGR'd, or not PGR'd, but previously PR'd in their region. Very, very talented, decorated player. And they're coming into a matchup that is just fully in Palutena's favor. All right, got to hit this to recover.
Grenade recovery, but the aerials are so strong to break the Cypher already.
My Lord.
And
yeah, 22%. That was all it took. And the interesting thing about it was, the interesting about that is that he really only made like 1 mistake. He accidentally fell off the ledge, and then he was forced to recover. But his recovery is just so slow and predictable. Hydra didn't really have to do anything to add pressure; just needed to be there. So as soon as the Cypher restarted, there's like 40-ish frames where Snake like can't even move anyway.
Yeah.
So he just went out there and just fared him, reset the situation over and over again, and then he was forced to air dodge in, and then Hydra was ready with a charged forward smash. So now they have 3 stocks left versus the remaining 9. Is that right?
That's 9 stocks.
Listen,
This might
Rampage did it. Y'all can do it. You know,
Now,
Rampage took 8. You got to take 9.
This
Whoever
is group
you're coming
stages. This is group stages. College of St. Rose certainly not out of here yet, but this is a little bit brutal. Starting out against NJCU, and they are showing that they came prepared. NJCU got an upset victory against St. John's in the qualifiers. They made it to grand finals where they did go down against Fisher. They're coming for revenge. NJCU has their eyes on the East title. And they're showing exactly why they have a good argument for that now. We saw Casper on the DDD.
DDD, right? Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that will be fully what they go with, but it was a very good DDD. And ironically enough, I don't want to say, just because someone has one match, you never want to say they have a problem.
Respect.
Luckily, it is going to be the pit coming out.
Dark Pit.
Cannon
matchup. One brain cell.
And, well,
we got Hydra rocking the Joji tag. I think Joji is about to drop or just dropped new music. So, okay, yeah, I'm seeing from the analyst. Yeah, Joji just dropped some new music. It's probably fire. I'm gonna check it out after the set. But
this will contribute.
Yeah, so Casper going in with Dark Pit versus DDD. I fully understand it. I don't know what DDD does against Politana. That's got to be brutal.
And this isn't that much better. However, I do like the fact that, well, they have the ability to ride the wall up. They have the shields to mix that up. But right now, struggling to land, clips the very bottom of that shield where they are vulnerable. Casper is not safe from the goddess herself, as right now Hydra is looking to just finish off St. Rose and move on through the group stages.
And the thing that sucks about that for Casper is, like, that wasn't a poor decision. Like, normally Pitt does air shield, and he's safe in almost every situation, but that specific hitbox was able to reach under and actually, like, take the stock. Not a lot of people could have hit him from that position, so that's definitely, like, a surprise matchup check he's going to have to be aware of. But all that aside, he is getting some damage on Hydra, but Hydra is just really running away on the second stock. I don't think Hydra's been hit just yet. Oh, big punish opportunity coming in from here. Shielding that side B, and now, yeah, Casper just fighting for his life to get on ledge. But honestly, these are both Fundy's characters, and you're not going to out-Fundy Politana. And again, it happens again. Casper has to mix that up. Casper has to mix in, like, some neutral air dodges or something because Hydra's looking for this.
The movement right now from Hydra. It's Palu's one trick, and she does it so well. Oh, gets clipped by the multi-hit, can't get back, and that's a stock from Hydra. Maybe not how you intended to do it, but Casper takes everything that he can get. Now, where are you going to go from here?
Yeah, what are the next 8, you know? Like,
down throw back air.
I'm rooting for you, but this is tough. All right,
they get knocked off stage. Casper is able to use that super armor to get back on stage. They're fighting, but the disjoints are just too strong. Hydra spacing too precise. Teleports right back down for the platform cancel, but Casper was ready for it this time, is getting ready to the movement. Their eyes are acclimating to just how fast it's moving, but it's too much. Shields bounces up. Hydra is ready for all the recovery options. Can't get a big extension. Casper looking for a confirm right here.
Go for it. I'm sorry.
Giving them a lot of respect right now. I just got to say.
I honestly think Casper's playing really well. Like, the neutral is actually really clean from Casper. Those first 2 stocks were just lost in such a shocking way. I don't think Casper was ready. But, like, straight up just fundies. Casper's doing a really good job keeping up with Hydra. But there's just such a huge mountain to climb.
Not again.
Okay. All right. Not a third time, please.
Fool me thrice. Not going to happen.
All right, nice punish on the platform cancels. Like, Casper has truly got the entire St. Rose squad on his back fighting for his life. But maybe we can take the second stock. Forward throw from Dark Pit, pretty strong. And it is enough to kill. Let's see if Casper can make a miracle happen and take this stock off Hydra. But Hydra just comfortable at the ledge, spacing those back airs, and eventually one's going to connect, and that is going to do it. That move is outrageously good. The shield is invincible. The hitbox is outrageous. It auto-cancels well. It's so hard to get back on the stage with. And with a character like Dark Pit, who was going to jump from the ledge, all Hydra had to really do was wait it out.
That was a very much I have the high ground situation. Hydra knew that if he overextended, just like on stock 1, they could get clipped by a multi-hit, go down to the blast zone, and die, but that would not happen to Hydra. Not a chance. What actually happened? Hydra, they stood their ground. They remained on the stage. They waited. They watched and waited for that very telegraphed jump that Dark Pits love to go for. Casper, I don't blame it. I don't blame them for it. Very good combo starter, but in the end, was not enough. It was written. NJCU is moving on through the group stages. College of St. Rose going down 1 in this opening match of the CECC Finals.
And I was going to say, like, if again, this is a fundies battle, but, like, Politana's buttons to play, like, footsies and fundies It's just generally stronger.
Yeah.
But guys, yeah, we're gonna take a short break. We'll have some more action for you all momentarily. It's been so fun so far. I can't wait to get into the next battle. But yeah, we're gonna cut, and we will see you in a few.